Look at the clock on the wall. In this room, time doesn't just pass, it retreats. The second hand is ticking aggressively counterclockwise, signaling that the rules of the outside world no longer apply. A 25-year-old man sits here, hunched over a desk. He's being offered a refund, a chance to completely erase the last 5 years of his existence as if they never happened. Our brains are hardwired to treat severe emotional distress as a literal threat to our survival. When the pain becomes heavy enough, the mind stops looking for a solution and starts looking for an exit. But the contract is absolute. If he wants to delete the years of misery, he has to hand over the single most joyous moment he experienced during that same window of time. When we are drowning in the present, we rarely care about the cost of the future. Most people would trade their best day just to stop their worst one from hurting. For this man, the decision feels easy. His last 5 years have been a relentless cycle of severe unemployment, screaming matches at home, and a crushing sense of isolation. This is the reality of negativity bias. The human mind is evolved to prioritize negative memories as a survival mechanism. This one heavy block of trauma effectively dwarfs everything else on the scale, making the happy moments feel weightless and insignificant. Exhausted by the weight of his history, he picks up the pen. He signs the document, eager to let the past dissolve. He believes he is finally freeing himself. In reality, he is walking into a trap that most of us wouldn't see until it was too late. The moment the ink dries, his world shifts. He is suddenly standing in a bright, expensive apartment. He is wealthy, successful, and seemingly fixed. But as he looks around, he realizes he has no idea how he got here. He flips through his journals and finds nothing but blank pages. He has the prize, but he has lost the memory of the race. Psychology calls this structural identity. Our sense of self is a pyramid built on the foundation of the obstacles we've cleared. When you remove the struggle, the success at the top has nothing to rest on. It simply collapses into dust. He catches his reflection in a mirror. His face is wearing a perfect, practiced smile, but the reflection is bent over, shaking with a grief he can no longer name. He has achieved everything he thought he wanted, only to find that he has become a hollow shell. Amidst the luxury, he finds a single object that doesn't belong, an old, creased photo of himself laughing with a small child. He calls his mother, his heart racing, asking who the boy in the photo is. She sounds confused. She tells him he must be mistaken. There was never any child in their family. This is the interconnectedness of memories. Experiences are a web. Rip out a central node of trauma, and the vital connections attached are lost forever. That child was his nephew, the one person who kept him going during those 5 years. By erasing the years he spent in the dark, he had simultaneously erased the only light he had. He had traded the memory of his greatest love to get rid of the memory of his greatest struggle. You cannot selectively prune the human experience. When you kill the roots of your pain, the branches of your joy wither and die with them. He sprints back to the street where the office stood, desperate to tear up the contract. But the building is gone. There is nothing there but a cold, empty field. The interviewer steps out of the shadows and removes his glasses. He has the same eyes, the same jawline, but he is decades older. It is the protagonist's future self. The older man reveals the truth of the refund. By cutting out the most intense years of his life, he had accidentally severed his emotional nerves. Without the weight of those difficult memories to provide contrast, his brain eventually lost the ability to feel any emotion at all. He now spends his life as a time broker, stealing the bad years from others just to feel a fleeting spark of human sensation, even if that sensation is pain. The attempt to outrun grief had led him to a state of total, permanent numbness. Suddenly, he is back. He's in the chair, pen in hand. The contract is still sitting on the desk, half signed. We often treat our suffering as a defect in our biology, something that needs to be patched out. But these difficult chapters are the very things that give our lives depth and texture. Fulfillment is a relative measurement. Our greatest peaks only feel high because we have the memory of the valleys to compare them to. Without the struggle, The triumph becomes a flat, meaningless line. He looks at the refund and sees it for what it is. He grips the paper and tears it down the middle. He chooses to keep his scars. Because he finally understands that to truly be alive, you must be willing to claim every page of your story, especially the ones written in the dark.